this feeling which is rolling round in my brain. What can I do to make it all go away? I believe they call this thing fear and anxiety. With me night and day, can't make it go away. Sleepless nights and worry all around. Help me get my feelings back to solid ground. Indigestion, I can't concentrate. When will I ever begin to feel okay? Good morning. This is Village Vic. And this is chapter 3 of my podcast, Rolling Around in My Brain, which are lyrics from my latest song, Anxiety. Now, as I've mentioned before, I'm a singer-songwriter. I've done a lot of things in my life, business. I've also been an actor and community theater teacher. And what I've been trying to do is to talk about stressful, anxiety-filled situations, giving some of my examples. Perhaps someone can learn from it. I'm hopeful that that will be the case. If you're interested in all listening to my music, it's on www.villagevic.com as well as most music sites. So, today we're going to be discussing bullying. Now, this is a subject that's near and dear to my heart because it's something that I've experienced several times, especially in my youth. Now, what are the characteristics of a bully? It's really a mental disorder. You'll notice that they are individuals that are defiant. They lack compassion. They blame others for their shortcomings. They are spiteful. They get joy out of harassing individuals with frequent anger bursts. And they hate following rules and authority. All right, let me talk about some of my personal experiences with being bullied. Now, my high school years were not easy years for me, as they aren't for a lot of people. I was slight of build. In fact, I was downright skinny, which kind of made me a good target. I've always been a huge sports lover, and I participated in a lot of them. I lived in a changing neighborhood, which at one time was a peaceful family neighborhood, but which was slowly eroding, and there were fringes of criminal individuals moving in. The result was fear was moving in. There were fights. Some businesses were moving out. And we all started looking over our shoulder. My hangout was the schoolyard. I played pickup games in baseball, touch football, basketball. Well, one day I remember a pickup basketball game in the afternoon that I'll never forget. The guys were most of the usual, but there were a few outsiders. We chose sides, and I was on one of the outsiders' team. The leader of the team looked quite a bit older than most of us. We began playing, and we saw a guy who was a bully, yelling and screaming, never passing the ball. This was not the way we normally played. I challenged him to pass the ball around. He responded by coming up to me and beating the living daylights out of me. If it wasn't for some of my friends, he could have killed me. He was your classic bully. Huge ego. He knew he had the advantage in age and size. No one was going to talk to him and challenge him. And from that day forward, I lived in fear of going to the schoolyard. In high school, I met another bully. He was a verbal one. He sensed weakness and took advantage, making fun, calling me names, degrading me. It was humiliating. When I told a friend of mine about it, he told me there's only one thing I could do. He said I should just go up to him and sucker punch him in the face, and it would be over. Well, I thought about it, but I never did. Looking back, I wish I had. The one thing I learned about that is he was right about bullies. They are cowards. And if they are hit back, they crawl back into their holes. But I wasn't a fighter. I didn't make waves. I was more of a peacemaker, and I didn't want to get in trouble, so I lived with it till he got kicked out of school. It was the happiest day in my high school life. But in the meantime, I experienced a lot of anxiety. Actually, what I should have done is, number one, document the incidents, report it to the principal, and see their response. If nothing happened, keep going up the ladder till someone listens and does something. It has to be confronted. Bullying is so disruptive and really hurts your self-esteem. I have found you must stand up to a bully somehow, some way. Those experiences haunted me for years, and they hurt my self-esteem. I think it made me timid. When I graduated from high school, I made a vow to myself that I would always face my fears. In fact, more than that, I promised myself I would intentionally do the very things I was afraid of. And I believe I've done that. In fact, I know I've done that because people who knew me then and now can't believe how I've transformed. But I know many that cower and are affected long term. Some are affected their entire life, and that's a tragedy. Basically, they can't get past the bullying and remain timid, almost blaming themselves. They become usually introverted and stuck in the past. In today's world, the problem has expanded. A bully may use their name or an anonymous name. They can post lies. They can post embarrassing moments, whether they're true or false. They can post photographs, make criticisms, name calling, and the victim feels totally helpless. They know their friends and acquaintances are seeing this stuff and talking about it, which basically is exactly what the bully wants to see happen. When you're a young teen in the process of finding yourself, you experience extreme anxiety. You find out who your real friends are real quick. You can become ostracized and left out of fun activities. You can be humiliated and become depressed. And some have even become suicidal. If you are a victim, there's things you can do. First of all, don't post personal information on your profile on social media. Check your security settings and make sure you only let your trusted friends see your posts. If you find vile posts and embarrassing photographs posted concerning you, you have the right to request that they be removed. You'd have to contact your social media company. But you may be so shook up that you can't deal with this by yourself. So you need to talk about this situation with a parent or a trusted adult. You'll probably need help to navigate the things you must do since you're probably in a distressed emotional state. You need to fight back and not just take it. I learned this about bullies about a long time ago. Bullies are cowards, and bullies retreat when they're challenged. Don't suffer through this personal attack by yourself. If a crime has been committed, dial 911. If you feel helpless, hopeless, or suicidal, call 988. There are resources on the internet to help. You can Google "Stop Bullying," and you can find many organizations that can help. You don't want this to affect your self-esteem long term. Your life is too important. You have much to give and live for. Don't let any incident like this dictate what you are capable of doing in your life. Evil in the world exists in many forms. This is one of them. If we don't try to stop evil, it spreads. We all need to be outraged. We can't let fear or anxiety stop us. Okay, in chapter 4, we're going to be talking about abuse. But in the meantime, have a stress-free, anxiety-free day, and we will see you next time. Now I'm ready to take the path to follow. Give me some help to hang on to. I will go on. It may take many months. I'm ready for bumps, ready to jump, oh ready, oh ready until I'm free.